Hello, one and all. Welcome back to my channel. I'm B, and this is not B's Bot Bonanza today. This is the Miscellaneous Sh1t channel. No, not channel. Video. Miscellaneous Sh1t video. And today we're going to do a little taste test. And Hawkeyes amongst you might have noticed that Brunt here is modelling a bar of chocolate. I'm very surprised he didn't fall, but anyway, this is Tayto cheese and onion chocolate. Yes, you read that right. Cheese and onion crisp flavoured chocolate. I don't know how this is going to be. Now, just to show you the packaging, it's just typical Tayto affair with their classic yellow and red colour for their cheese and onion flavours. As you can see, it says made with real crisp pieces, apparently, and castle cooked since 1956. And just a little background on Tayto, because there's been some confusion amongst people, because there's two different kinds of Tayto crisps on the island of Ireland. There is Northern Ireland Tayto, which, as it says here, was being cooked in Tayto Castle since 1956, but there's also what's colloquially just called Southern Tayto, and that's been going since 1954. I have notes. And fun fact about Southern Tayto is that they have been credited with being the very first to invent like crisp making process, apparently. Not the first ever crisps ever made, but the first sort of serial production line for that. So that's an interesting little claim to fame for Irish crisp history, I guess. So like I said, that started in 1954 down south, and then they licensed the brand up here in Northern Ireland, and it's been working ever since then as its own separate brand. And it's interesting because there's two different brands that are the same brand but not really, and it's very confusing for people, but basically they are Northern Irish Tayto is a licensed brand use of Southern Irish Tayto. However, their brands are completely different, like the flavours are all completely different. They don't use the same flavour mixture or anything like that. The branding's different, although they do have like Mr. Tayto, or whatever you call him, the little character. I don't know if it'll show up, if it'll focus for you, but no, there's not really good focus on this, but anyway. But interestingly, the Southern Irish cheese and onion flavour crisp packet is the opposite colours to this. It's like red with yellow detailing and some blue compared to this, obviously. And apparently, again according to Wikipedia, because I just had a little read, that Northern Irish Tayto, the company, is now the largest snack manufacturer in the UK because of all of the brands that they've acquired, one of which is Golden Wonder, they acquired in 2006. And bonus points for anybody in the comments who can link that to Transformers, because Golden Wonder does a snack that might be relevant here to Transformers. Who knows? Leave a comment, leave a guess. I might be able to give you one of these if I can find more of them. That would be fun, actually. Yeah, if you can guess what the link is, I'll send you one of these bars if they're nice. If you want one, if you don't want one because it's not maybe everybody's sort of thing, then fair enough. And just before we dive into the chocolate, just another little history snippet of the crisps is that like I said, the flavours are different north and south. The other flavours are kind of similar, but the main difference is the cheese and onion. Like Southern Irish Tayto is very quite like Walker's in the sense that it's very cheesy and very sweet, whereas Northern Tayto is a lot more oniony and has a lot more of that like onion kick or something, you know. Like I think Northern Tayto does fantastic sour flavours, like the cheese and onion very tangy, salt and vinegar very vinegary, pickled onion very pickly, you know, so like completely, like absolutely tongue annihilation level flavours. So if you like that, look it up maybe. And just something else quick that I noticed when reading on the back of the packet, it says this is suitable for vegetarians, obviously not vegans because it's still chocolate, but all of, well not all, but most Tayto products are actually vegetarian friendly, even the ones that are meat flavors, because they use, you know, whatever they use in the flavorings doesn't actually use like those animal products, so it's interesting. So yeah, if you're vegetarian and you miss meaty flavors, then check it out, I guess. But anyway, we'll get straight into the chocolate, shall we? So these bars were first announced like on social media. I'm sure I've seen them before, and I did think that they were fake because I thought it's just such a bizarre thing. But apparently Southern Tayto did something similar years ago, and that went sort of viral around the internet and stuff. I've seen some people on YouTube trying that, but I thought since this is Northern Tayto and I'm in Northern Ireland, I'm like, might as well try this one instead of trying to get my hands on that one, and some people might be interested, so here we go, I guess. Got a nice Charlie and the Chocolate Factory style golden ticket. Not much to see on the chocolate itself, like there's no sort of giveaways. The bar is very plain, like I don't know how well you can see, but like there's not even any sort of texture on it, which is fine. Like I'm not going to rank them on that, but it's just some people might be interested in it, I don't know. So spoiler alert, I have tried this before. I have had a bar already because I like weird food and I did quite like it, but I'm anyway just going to give a little sort of basic overview, like just in case anybody else is interested, you know. It's like I say, very small, a lot smaller than I expected, so let's give it a go. It's really hard to explain because it tastes perfect but also disgusting, and I'll do my best to try and explain that because obviously we don't have like smell-o-vision or taste-o-vision or anything like that. I can't give you like a direct sample of it. In terms of the smell, it just smells like chocolate. There's no hint of the, I'll just put it down, there's no hint of the cheese and onion flavour at all in it from the smell. But as soon as you put it in your mouth, by God does it hit you quite severely. It's very, very accurate to the Tayto cheese and onion flavouring, and it does have, like, you can taste like crunchy bits when you're crunching into it, so it is obviously made with crisps, as they say, made with real crisp pieces, which I find interesting because just from like a physics perspective, a chemistry perspective, I'm like, how would they get them to stay crisp when putting it into the chocolate? Because I thought that, you know, like it would soak it up, you know, the crisps would maybe get soggy or something, or, you know, something like that. So it's interesting how they have managed to keep them crisp when inserting them into the chocolate. But I suppose chocolate is quite dense even in liquid form, so maybe it's not like wet enough to penetrate the crisp, if that's the right word. I don't know, I'm not a food scientist. Just some interesting things to then pick out. Like it says, like milk chocolate 95%. Now the chocolate itself is not great. It's definitely the weakest part of this. Like, and then potato crisps, it's in 5%, and all of the flavouring or all of the ingredients on that, I'm just reading off the back, are exactly the same as are in the actual crisps. So that proves them right that this is legitimate crisp pieces, including the flavourings. And like I said, it's very accurate to that flavour. And initially it's nice, but then it goes south. And I think that it's the chocolate's fault rather than the crisp's fault, because like I said, I really like weird colour combos. Well, I do like weird colour combos. Look at me. But like weird flavour combos is what I meant to say. So it's like the salt and the chocolate goes well. The savoury and the sweet goes well. Even like the cheesy bit coming in, because it's kind of like a salty cheese, you get like it's almost like a halloumi vibe in the sense of like there's like some salt on your palate, some cheesiness, and then a bit of like, I don't know if it's like the onion and the chocolate combined to make like an umami flavor. So then it goes sort of like when you get halloumi, what do you call it? Like halloumi sticks, like mozzarella sticks, but with halloumi in it. Like the coating on it, the bread coating, like there's no bread involved in this, but like it tastes that similar vibe. I don't know if I have the right vocabulary for this, but I hope that it's understandable. It's certainly interesting. But like I said, to start with, those aspects are fine, the way those flavours combine, but the aftertaste, man, the aftertaste just ruins it. Because you're like, when you put it on your mouth, you're like, oh yes, sweet, salty, savoury, bang, perfect. But then like simmering up from the bottom, the onion comes up, and you're like it starts fine, but then it gets a bit like sweaty onion flavour. Like it tastes like you're licking somebody's armpit or something, or like chocolate that's been in somebody's pocket. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then the chocolate is so bad. The chocolate is so cheap. Like I'm not by any means like a chocolate snob or a connoisseur or anything, but like this chocolate definitely tastes like I don't know what you would call it, like really cheap Easter egg chocolate. Like you'll know what I mean if you know what I mean. You know when you get like those little Easter eggs that they're like, oh, they have a, you know, like they come with a cup and they're like, I don't know, like Paw Patrol branded or like some other kid's toy thing branded. So the chocolate's never great on them. And sometimes I don't mind cheap chocolate on its own. Like sometimes you're just in the mood for some crap chocolate and it hits it hits the spot for you, you know. But this, it doesn't. Like if this was a nicer chocolate, it would be much nicer. It is definitely lacking in that aspect, and I think for somebody who likes to try something different, then this is definitely worth a go. If you really like cheese and onion flavour crisps, it's worth a go. And maybe I am biased in that cheese and onion isn't my favourite flavour of crisp. Maybe, I don't know, but I just thought it would be fun to have a little review of this on the channel. Like I said, just to add into the Miscellaneous Sh1t3 playlist. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up. My score for that is maybe like a 5 out of 10. Like it's not as, it's funny because it's like, it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. So like it's better than you expect, but also could be better. Like if it wasn't made with such crap chocolate, it would be much nicer. But as it is, as a fun little, you know, and like I said, when I initially saw them in the shop, I was like, flip, that bar's tiny, like why don't they do big ones? But I can understand why they didn't do big ones now, because if you imagine if you had like a full proper size bar, no, it would be horrible. And it's nice that it's, I'll just show you the chocolate again, like it's nice and thin, so like you can just have it in little pieces, and it's nice. I think if you chewed up the whole bar, it might not be as fun, but it's fun for a little quirky little thing to try if you're into weird stuff. So yeah, like I said, leave a comment down below with your thoughts if you like weird stuff like that, if you would be interested in watching me try other things. Like I say, anything goes in this Miscellaneous Sh1t3 playlist, like literally anything. Like I did a game review, and then I'm doing this food test. Any other ideas for stuff that's not strictly Transformers related, give me a shout, leave a comment, leave an idea below, and thanks for watching.